You know that old adage, a picture says 1,000 words? How an arrangement of paint on a canvas tells a story. It makes us feel emotion, shows us things we love and hate to take our breath away. It's art reflecting humanity. It connects us with the world and speaks to us in different ways, giving us viewpoints and understandings that we don't see in our own. Being a photographer, I love pictures. But when you line up those photos next to each other, they begin to tell a larger story. Film is a lot like photo, but way more amplified. Beautiful images become more powerful storytelling and brings us to places we don't normally get to experience firsthand. One of my New Year's goals is to make more movies, so here's the story of a ragtag band of misfits taking on the streets of New York. And if I'm being honest, this is one of the best freaking trips of my life. At least, so far.
Prescription for travel. It's the new Motoramic Chevrolet. More than a new car, a new concept of low-cost motoring. A revolutionary new ride. Only the new Chevrolet has new glide ride suspension.
You know that old nostalgic feeling of the 1950s road trip? Wide open desert roads, the large eccentric cars with the ultimate freedom to go anywhere? People are always talking about how our generation is pretty obsessed with travel, but honestly, that's not a new thing. I think humans from the beginning of time have craved adventure. When looking at literature, it almost seems that going new places is written into humanity's DNA. Where would society be if we didn't have a little bit of curiosity? So, our adventure starts in my living room. We were at a dinner party with my friends, and we're talking about how Ted was getting married. He was getting married outside of Philadelphia, and we were in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So, it was quite a long drive, and airports were pretty expensive in the area. We decided, why not go to New York a couple days after the wedding? And the rest is history. So here's some logistics about the trip. Tom and I are driving from Austin to Little Rock, meet up with everybody. Little Rock to Philly, Philly to Ted's wedding, back and forth 2 times. Philly to New York, New York to Chattanooga, Chattanooga to Little Rock, and then back to Fayetteville. That is a grand total of 3,600 miles, 55 hours, and 25 minutes spent in the car, not counting stops. This was also spent in a Jeep Liberty with 5 seats, and we have 5 people. I know, what the hell were we thinking?
Here we go. Should we just park behind Alex? Do you think they're here? I'm assuming the doorbell doesn't work. What? Hey! Okay. How are you? I'm doing well.
The guy to the right of Alex is my brother Thomas. Our other 2 members are Alex's girlfriend Michaela and Lawson.
Stronger than 1, stronger than 10, stronger than 100 men. Ha!
You feel like being on camera.
Fun fact about Lawson, he looks remarkably close to Jon Snow. After everyone got back to Alex's house, we packed the car and went to bed because tomorrow was coming far too early. "4:37 is not my ideal time to wake up, but honestly, it's not the worst thing. Alex's family was amazing and made us some coffee and food. We all loaded up and got ready to set out.
1,011 miles.
No, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
I thought it was 2,000. This is better. What are the hours?
17 hours and 1 minute.
Please.
Tennessee, honestly, dude, Tennessee is the worst. Once you get past Tennessee, it's routing. Wait, transit directions not available? Are you kidding me?
What?
Pack yourself a toothbrush, dear. Pack yourself a favorite blouse. Take a withdrawal slip. Take all of your savings out. 'Cause if we don't leave this town, we might never make it out. I was not born to drown. Baby, come on. Forget what Father Brennan said. We were not born in sin. Leave a note on your bed. Let your mother know you're safe. And by the time she wakes, we'll have driven through the state. We'll have driven through the night.
If I got my blow,
We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.
If the sun don't shine on me too.
Really? I mean, they're
And
pretty
if the
wide.
subway's flooded, bridges.
Oh, it looks next to a Little Caesars.
Got some pretty stellar reviews.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
You're gonna be.
It's Peter's Seafood.
no
No,
one.
there's nobody in there. That looks super.
Oh no. So weird. That looks so whack, dude.
We got such good review.
Do you want to just try it? Like,
It's 6 o'clock, dude. That should be packed.
that's so.
Holding the atmosphere. I don't wanna live like that. Yeah. Pack yourself a toothbrush, dear. Pack yourself a favorite blouse. Take a withdrawal slip. Take all of your savings out. 'Cause if we don't leave this town, we might never make it out.
We're like straight in the hood right now. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, we got that. Yeah. How's the apartment? What does it look like inside?
Sweet. There's 4 beds, and 1 bed can fit 2 people.
Oh. Jeez, that's my fault. It's okay. Should we just... Oh, this place is incredible.
Our buddy Connor is getting his PhD at Temple, and he and his roommates were kind enough to let us crash at his place. At the time this was taken, it was about 1 in the morning, so we crashed pretty hard. So, you know the place where the Declaration of Independence was signed, or more importantly, where this happened?
What? It's just that the last time this was here, it was being signed.
Sadly, we did not get to go see it, but we did get to see the Liberty Bell, which is pretty cool. After we got done exploring, we did what you do when you're in Philadelphia.
Alex, where are we going?
We're going to eat some Philly cheesesteak.
Lawson, what is the quality of this Philly cheesesteak?
281 reviews said it was a 4.6.
Probably along the lines of dank as shit.
All right. Dank as shit.
Lawson read online that there's 3 components to ordering a Philly cheesesteak. 1, you have to order promptly. 2, with or without onions, and then what kind of cheese you want. Needless to say, I don't normally like Philly cheesesteaks, except when I'm in Philly.
Nice to see you all. Love you. Get out of the car. Okay.
Andrew immediately sent us to work. We vacuumed, swept, and did other arrays of chores. Once we got done cleaning, we went over to the rehearsal dinner.
Are you taking a video?
I am taking a video.
I think it wasn't a big thing. It was a minor event, and I'm just selecting this out of an array of events. A very minor event was the first time that I played spike ball with dudes in Atlantis, because it was the first time I had played, and it was a really good game. And it was the first time I had played with like competent spike ballers in a really long time, and it was very refreshing. Thanks,
Spike ball. What is spike ball?
It's a beautiful game.
Clearly, you're not one of the competent players.
That's true.
So it's got like a little trampoline.
I don't own a single gun, but if I did, you'd be the one to hold it, aim it, make all of the bad men run. But I don't own a single gun. La 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 la.
Okay.
Can you make sure my clothes are...
Your clothes? Oh, that's yours. Alright, go for it.
Socks on concrete, Jolly Rancher kids. I was talking back and
There was a ton of work to get done when we got there. One of the jobs that was particularly challenging was hanging up the lights. There was some ridiculous number long, like 2 football fields, so if one light broke while we were hanging them up, the whole strand would go out. I'm sure you can imagine that was particularly difficult. After we got done with all the work, Tom and I got a little bit bored. Then we got really goofy.
Your hair.
explain what we're doing right now.
We're here at the wedding of Chad Stewart's, and it's going to be good.
It's going to be good?
Yeah.
What are you going to do in the next future for a few hours?
Going to be the Austrian model of the suit jacket.
The Austrian model of the suit jacket, yes.
The Italian sea look.
Italian Z look, I love it. It's wonderful, you look very nice.
Silk.
Together before God and witnesses, and by the authority given me as a minister of the Church of the Living God, and in accordance with the laws of this state, I pronounce you husband and wife in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You may now kiss your bride.
The other one? Oh no.
What does it take?
Oh, you're not supposed to shake it. That's a myth, apparently. Come back in a minute. You know, I thought it was supposed to be dark, though.
I mean, it's hot.
Oh, it's coming, look.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
This is how art happens.
This is how art happens. The wedding was really beautiful. It wasn't some big, expensive production. It was homemade and made beautiful through hard work. But that was one of the reasons why it was so cool, to see a pretty normal place transformed into a wedding venue, to be with good friends, to celebrate Ted and Judith.
Can't open it. Come in.
Okay, so to bring you up to speed, we went the wrong way in the subway, got stranded in the hood, Michaela had an asthma attack, and then we all rendezvoused at Green Eggs Cafe. It was so good. I apologize, I was so hungry at this point, I forgot to film the food.
Held on to hope like a noose, like a rope. Got a medicine, take no mercy on him. Poisoned his blood and burned out his throat. Enough is enough, he's a long way from home. Days of my youth wasted on selfish food. We ran for the hills from the hand you had dealt. I flew far away, as far as I could go. Your time is running out, and I'm a long way from home. Laid up in bed, you were laid up in bed, holding the pain like you're holding your breath. I prayed you could sleep, sleep like a stone. You're right next to me, but you're a long way from home.
Thank you.
Hospital gowns never fit like we should. We yelled at the nurse, didn't do good. More morphine. The last words you moaned, at last I was sure that you weren't far away from home.
We made it to New York. Well, at least we made it to Jersey. Our original plan was to grab the island ferry, but that was shut down at 3 p.m. because New Year's. So we tried getting an Uber, and it looked like for cost's sake we'd have to get two when this random dude pulled up next to us in a large black SUV and asked if we wanted to ride. At first we were a little bit sketched out, but then we noticed he dropped off a bunch of people at a black tie event next door, so we figured he couldn't be that bad. The dude's name was Sergio. He was awesome. He gave us a huge discount to get to our Airbnb. We piled in the heated seats and set off for Brooklyn.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill.
Fred, look what we found. Lord of the Rings.
No way.
For the best New Year's ever.
Just so you know, Lord of the Rings means everything to Alex. So the fact that this was playing on New Year's was perfect. Our Airbnb was sick because it was like a time capsule back to the 1920s. It had a strange eloquence about it, with the dark wood paneling everywhere and paintings from all over the world. Vibe was 10 out of 10. We spent 2 hours before trying to get Chinese takeout and failed miserably, but we did find a Chinese place just down the street, and somehow it was very reasonably priced in Brooklyn of all places. Lawson and I went down to the local wine shop and got to try a $700 bottle of champagne.
This is a $700 bottle of champagne, and this is us about to try that $700 bottle of champagne.
That's champagne, alright.
We got back to the apartment with our much cheaper bottle of champagne and changed the channel over to the ball drop.
Hey.
We got ready to pop the cork, and there was about 15 seconds left on the clock, and then something totally unexpected happened.
Hey guys. Oh wow.
Oh, they're right there! Come on!
Whoa!
These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
That was, I don't even know if that's legal. That's amazing.
So cool.
Oh, someone left their glass.
That's mine.
Oh, here, Fred.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get off at 72nd Street, so that's good enough. We'll just see which train goes to 72nd.
You know where the subway entrance is?
I don't. We can try
Our first stop of the day was the Museum of Natural History. We grabbed a quick bite to eat outside the museum and then headed in. If you ever plan to go to the Museum of Natural History, just know this place is huge, massive. We spent hours going through all the exhibits and we felt like we barely scratched the surface. We spent most of our time there. My camera battery went out at this point, so we went to a coffee shop to charge it up.
Do we just want to hit the metro instead? Or is it worth walking though, like this part of town?
Yeah, I mean, it's really pretty.
We're going right down.
Metro would be quicker though. If we want to like get
taking a ride on Broadway.
If we want to get, Broadway's really good. Broadway's pretty great.
So we walk.
Are we really just walking down Broadway?
Broadway is a great.
Yes.
Is the mic on?
Yep.
We just had an adventure.
Where are we eating next?
Michaela, what do we do?
Well, we searched around for the Rockefeller Center and failed, but I found a bathroom. I just went potty and we take the subway all the way here and we get into Italy, and apparently it's multiple different restaurants broken up into the same building, and you're not allowed to sit there unless you're eating at that restaurant where you buy a $30 or $40 dish and are incredibly fancy. So we looked around, we hitched up our britches and got some of the most incredible bread, pizza style, with cheese and eggplant, and ate outside next to everyone you're walking by.
Hey Fred,
So there it is.
with that, you want to do a quick walkthrough?
Oh, I'm so down.
We just want to see. There are no prices. 133.67.
What's the prices on these right now?
We're not, hey, there's one $56, $185, $39.
It's not terrible.
We're not out of here.
It's not bad.
$3, $245.
Lawson, how is it?
Well, okay.
Pretty good. It look good.
I don't know why I just can't let it go. I don't know why I just can't let it go.
We woke up the next morning and went to Brooklyn for Trader Joe's. I love $2 truck, so this seemed like a really good idea, but that didn't exactly work out. First of all, they had no wine, and second, it was very crowded. We left the store and
Yeah, we just gotta wait for some people to get out. We're just extra crowded at this moment.
Time, give me my yesterdays. Save it for all you had in your eyes. I have gone away. Fate dealt you a tricky hand.
after we got lunch, we headed over to the MoMA. If you have never been to the MoMA, one thing is the line is the most efficient thing I have ever been to, period. Second is people can find the exhibits not to be the most palatable in the world if you aren't necessarily a lover of modern art. For Tom and I, it was great. We recommend you start on the 6th floor and then work your way down as it becomes more contemporary. But if you're in New York, you should definitely go. It was the last day, and we didn't have such a bad start to the morning. We got some coffee, then we went to a dank ramen shop, and we got donuts. But not just any donuts.
My official view of dough. Thank you. You are a blessing upon this world.
Like all the museums we went to in New York, we didn't have enough space in our schedules for exploring. Paintings dated back to every era and empire of humanity's existence. We spent most of the day there before the museum closed, but it wasn't enough time. We all split up during our time in the museum and went to different exhibits. We rendezvoused at the entrance and tried to figure out what we're doing for food.
What would you guys for sure not eat?
I'm not super in the mood for Italian, but
Yeah.
Italian's already been taken off the table.
yes.
We finished our night at McSwirly's. It's basically everything you want a pub to be when you were a kid watching beer commercials. The bar was built in 1854 and there are only two drinks, light and dark beer. Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, and Teddy Roosevelt are all people that have been there in the past. There are wood shavings on the floor, and it's the most picturesque way we possibly could have ended our trip to New York. It came way too soon.
I'm no good without you. Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms.
like the pine trees lining the winding road. I've got a name.
I'm gonna show you my favorite game. It's called Death.
Like a singing bird
I always win.
broken toad. I've got a name. I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living the dream that he kept here. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like a north wind whistling down the sky. I've got a song. I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the babies cry. I've got a song. I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by.
This is the first time we're gonna be in the car, and we're not gonna have like 5 people in it. It's gonna be great.
Awesome.
I mean, we'll miss you a lot, though.
No. You know what?
Oh hey,
$100 that you just paid.
we'll do it. We'll do it.
I'll do it.
That's it? I've got it right here. Cash. That's rude.
That's so funny.
That's hateful. That's so disrespectful. I felt like I worked harder than that. There's the last thing I'm worried about right now. Yay! Okay. And I got my city doing front flip. Na 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 na. He went. Fine, lost. Great trip, you guys.
Great fun. Great fun.
Do it again sometime never.
That's not true.
Once I nap, I'll feel differently. I love you guys.
Love you.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's a bitch.